This is the fourth sermon. I'm going to start off by saying Lord's Prayer. Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget my son to include everyone. I took you in and keep you free from sin until the Sandman comes. Exit the light, enter the night. Take my hand. We're off to Never Never Land. Amen. Alright, in this sermon, I just want to go over on how this came to be, how this happened, and the steps I took to make this happen, which should lead you to believe it is true, especially when I got songs and my SSI number telling you it's true, which I'm going to go over and tell you everything that makes me believe this, which I can't deny anymore. I mean, it took me beyond the point of believing it a long time ago, and I just keep finding more and more proof as we'll go over. The first song I want to talk about is how this happened, when it happened at the age of 23, or a decade ago. As you can see from the song, it's how the lyrics start, and Incubus, pardon me. This song literally tells you what was happening at the age of 23, when the voices started messing with me. A decade ago, I never thought I would be at the age of 23 on the verge of spontaneous combustion. Woe was me. Meaning, I couldn't believe what was happening at the time. And it even says a decade ago, which is when I found it out, which was a decade later. It was like I was almost waiting for E.T. to figure it out and put it together before I did. Since, it took them so long to get to this point, and since, they're all mighty and the gods and know-it-all, they should have known it before me. And, I know they didn't. So here we go. But I guess that comes with the territory and ominous landscape of never-ending calamity. Just as the lyrics tell you, what I'm saying? They tell you they know it all. They don't know shit. I'm telling you. I told them everything. The only thing they told me was trying to scare me with their animal theory and shit. I need you to hear, I need you to see that I have had it all. Can take, and exploding seems like an impossibility to me. So pardon me while I burst into flames. I've had enough of the world and its people's mindless games, which I'm sure everyone can contest to. So pardon me while I burn and rise above the flame. Pardon me, I'll never be the same. Two days ago, I was having a look in a book and saw a picture of a guy fried up above his knee. I said I could relate because lately I've been thinking of combustication as welcome vacation from the burdens of the planet Earth. More or less the voices that make this place the hell they're trying to make it. And it's not that. This place is a learning. We're learning. We haven't learned nothing. There's a point to life. Everyone tells you there's not. There is. That's what Devil Man's doing, is trying to confuse us, trying to tell us there's no point. There's a point, because this is happening. This has happened to me. My whole damn life was dedicated to this, and all the things I had to do was because of this. There's a point. I didn't get to live my life the way I wanted to. I always wondered what I was waiting for. I was waiting for him until the age of 23 to go to the Luxor, like I told you in my book, and claim I was Jesus, and sat there for 4 hours waiting for them, to figure it out, which they could have back in '02. All these songs are made before then. The one about my SSI number, tells you who I was. And then every other song that I put on my song list, led up to this point. And even if they would have found out in '02, there was plenty of songs to lead you to believe that I was who I was and who I was saying, just from my SSI number and the fact that when the voices did come and pay me a visit, I went and told them who I was without even knowing what was going on. And even after that, I did some other things. I called the CIA a month later, traveling to my mom's house, not knowing why I was going there, just so I can call the CIA from her house and tell them my SSI number, not even knowing what my SSI number meant or anything at that point. And that only happened a month after, this, the Luxor thing at the age of 23. It was like the Lord pushing me, halfway there in Colorado. I almost turned around because I didn't even know what I was doing. And the money I was spending to get out there, it was just ridiculous, So like I said, I took steps to make this happen. Like the songs tell you. And if E.T. was almighty and knew everything, they would have known this before I did, and I wouldn't have had to write a book to tell them. You know what I'm saying? And they would have been able to make me look like the gay retard they were trying to make me look like, because I just sat around not talking to anyone, wouldn't talk to any of the women they put in their corners for me to get up and talk to. And I'm still not going to, because like the shirt tells you, and like the songs tell you, because the songs tell you too. Not just this song, there's plenty of songs. I'll go over it in one of my later sermons. But, this song in particular, I made sure all the girls tell me a story, the one I mean, in the Soho Tribune. Everyone was talking about me so much because they knew me so much, I guess. They don't know half the damn story, let alone a tenth of it. Hell, I'm still figuring shit out. Like gravity, hypocrisy, and the perils of being in 3D, but thinking so much differently. As I said, my reality is way different. I never believed in the Bible's reality and what they told us and stuff. It just never made sense. Because E.T. wasn't in it, the pyramids weren't in it. The fact that they were telling us what happened in the beginning, how would they know? They weren't there. It just didn't make sense. And knowing E.T. was around, the story had to have been older than what they're telling here on Earth. The universe is 13.82 billion years old. God didn't wait 13 billion years to make this happen. It was happening 13 billion years ago. E.T. just decided to take the dark path. This planet's like, either them trying to still figure it out because they don't know, because they lost it all, or because they're too busy killing each other all day long. Pardon me while I burst into flames. But if you look from what the story, they told my story is about 10 times better, and it's true, and there's no holes in it, and it actually came from God, not the voices that they had so many people fooled with and shit, because they can make you think that God's talking to you or somebody mighty and stuff when they communicate through their voices and telepathically through your head and stuff. They could really play some tricks with you, as I described in my book. And they pulled out every trick they could with me for the last 13 years. And the only thing it ever led back to was me being Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And they got frustrated with that. They were frustrated a lot. That, and they didn't think I'd be able to even prove it. And, I even told them to leave me alone, and I told them I prove it, which I'm going to go over in another song from Over the Mountain, Ozzy Osbourne. And that song, it tells you that I was going to show them how. And that's what I did. I told them to leave me alone, and I was going to show them how. And that's when I wrote my book about 2 or 3 months later. Anyways, or pardon me. But if you listen to the song, it just tells you, at the age of 23, this happened over a decade ago. Pardon me, why I burst into flames. I had enough of the world's and its people's mindless games. The voices and shit. They go nowhere with this, and then when they don't get what they want, they try and make you, look retarded or dumb. They put me in the mental hospital 6 times, and not because I'm crazy. It's because they're crazy. They're trying to make me look freaking retarded. God had something else in store for them, because apparently he knew it was going to get taken to this point. He knew they were never going to fucking make me Jesus and shit, because they never have. So if they were going to do it, he'd probably be as surprised as everyone else, because it's never happened in the entirety of the universe. So it's a pretty good bet to go with the obvious and saying it wasn't going to happen at the age of 23, because those idiots didn't even know what the hell was going on until I fucking told them. So anyways, and I drew a fucking picture that I sent to the CIA too, that I'll go over. That has to do with my 4th broken back. That's right. Pardon me. I'll never be the same. And as the song tells you, I will never be the same. I keep telling my mom and everyone else that's around me. You know, I can't even love a woman until she believes who I am, which is why, you know, I'm waiting for someone who believes it. You know, I can never show my love to anyone unless they really believe who I am, because they just look at me like I'm a fucking freak or crazy. You know, like White Zombie fucking tells you in Astro Creek 2000. You know, which is why it's named Astro Creek 2000, which is another sermon I was going to go over, you know, later on. I just haven't got to it. You know, I've been busy and stuff and pulled off the hydroplaning stunt, you know. So I ain't done with it. I haven't hit the 120 with NOS yet, like I told you in the book. But I'm working my way there. I got the motor. You know, I ain't got the extra 1,000 for the NOS, so that's the problem. Otherwise, I'd be there tomorrow. But the dream's coming true, I'll tell you that. And you know, it's like I can't even resist from it either, because it's like if I didn't do it, it'd be in my mind haunting me every day that I didn't do it and shit. Even though I, you know, I got the desire to do it, but it's more of the great conholio desire, you know, the Jesus desire to want to do it, to fulfill the thing that I put in my book, the prophecy. I don't know. I guess I didn't even realize I was gonna do it, because I mean I couldn't even walk when I wrote it. But if you look it up on YouTube, I did it, or whatever, you can find it. Hydroplane 1000cc. It's the only one out there that did it so far. Let's go on with the song. Sorry to get sidetracked there. So pardon me while I burst into flames. You know, so as you can see, that song is pretty much what I just told you. You know, it's singing about what happened to me at the age of 23 over a decade ago. And pardon me while I burst into flames, because I've had enough of you people's mindless games, because it goes nowhere. And your fairy tale story from the Bible told me so. It tells me your level of intelligence. It tells me everything. And then everyone, you know, fell for it too. You know, so, yeah, whatever. Alright, so we had that one. That one shows you how it happened, where the start happened, and literally tells you right there. The next one is about my SSI number. And there's even a song for that, which made me just start believing in these songs a whole lot more. I mean, everyone can say, oh, these songs are just songs, but, you know, I got songs tying me to who I am and how this happened and when it happened. And these lyrics are literally telling you, you know, word for word. I mean, they couldn't have got any better, you know, unless God was here telling them himself. And that's pretty much what he's doing. You know, he did that through these songs over the generations. I mean, it's been going on for 30, 40, 50 years. He set this up for this to work for me, which why I can't believe, anyone can't believe it, because it's not something you can just make up or pull out your ass. It's something that happened. And like I said, the steps I took to make it happen at the age of 23 back in 2002, before internet, Facebook, and all that BS crap, when, you know, nobody knew anything. We were still in the dark, and the world was still really, really small. Next song, my SSI number. If you read my book, you know what my SSI number is not. If not, I'll give you the short version. My birth date is in my SSI number, in order, month, day, and year. There's only one number out of order, and that's lucky number 7. And you can testify that to my life and how lucky I've been. I'm still walking and healthy after 4 broken backs and everything else I've done, plus this Jesus thing, and the fact I'm still alive and ET hasn't killed me yet. You know, which they did try to. We got everyone pissed off at me and tried to influence people. But anyways, the day's not over either. But anyways, my SSI, besides my birth date that's in it, and the full year's in it, all 4 numbers. So after that, there's only 2 numbers left. And those 2 numbers even mean something. And they're separated from the birth date numbers. They're in the middle. It's not like you got to take them out and rearrange them like some of these numerical equation craps. This shit is plain to read, and it couldn't got any simpler and easier to read, man. I'm telling you. I couldn't believe it my fucking self. That, and for the fact that I called the CIA when I didn't even realize about it, because it took me a few years to realize about it, because, you know, after that happened, I sat there and thought about it for many, many years. You know, Dazed and Confused, as the song tells you, along with many other songs. But it tells you the year happened in 02. And those are the two middle numbers in my SSI number. The first three is the month and the day, and then the last four are the year. And lucky number 7 is the only one you gotta move in the year. And besides that, this song tells you about my birthday deathbed and how somebody gave it to me, which I couldn't believe. Not to mention the other 100 songs that dictate my life and dictate what happened after I wrote that book, which will be in my sequel. I'm smelling like a rose that somebody gave me on my birthday deathbed. I'm smelling like a rose that somebody gave me because I'm dead and bloated. The reason I'm smelling like a rose is because of the book. The book, these songs, and my SSI number. And what I did back in 02 to make this real. And not to mention the picture I drew for them and sent it overnight to them, which I know got some attention. Which I wrote about in my book, what happened the month after. I'm smelling like a rose that somebody gave me on my birthday deathbed. I'm smelling like a rose that somebody gave me because I'm dead and bloated. You know, as you can see from my song list, all these songs are talking about Jesus. I mean, these songs are telling you that Jesus should be back here now. You know. And there's even a song for that, you know, Green Day. Search the world, go around, you'll know where I'll be found. Everyone knows. Oh yeah, she says it's natural, I feel I come to age. When she peaks, I start to run. Which, you know, pretty much means my story. And after I told them I was going to prove it, you know, I told the voices to leave me alone because they kept sending me to the mental home. Because I would just sit here in my house and stare at the world. As Iron Man tells you. And then when my story came to age, I start to run with it. Which I have for the last few years. And every day it's only got me more and more convinced. You can't swallow what I'm thinking. You could testify that for the last 13.82 billion years. That, in fact, you need E.T. to help you do this. And it still ain't getting done, so... So like a rose on my birthday deathbed. And my birthday death. I trampled under the sole of another man's shoes. I guess I walked too softly. And you all can testify to that. You know what I'm saying? As the song tells you, the more I see you, the more I want to be like me. And it's true. You know, I can't even begin to tell you how I feel about that. And I'm not going to. Because I think you all know. Well, the songs tell you. So, God's letting you know how he feels. That's pretty much what this song's about. I mean, you know, it's pretty much that's it. You can't swallow what I'm thinking, you know. I run through the world thinking about tomorrow. How to fucking prove it more to you people. Without actually, you know, talking up my ass, since, you know, you guys hung on last time for that. But then, you know, when the shoe's on the other foot, you guys got no problem talking out your ass all day long. You know, it's amazing. That's all the Bible is. You know, a bunch of wannabes talking out their ass. You know, I'm just speaking the truth too. E.T. can testify to it too. Because I got more power. Because I guarantee you, they ain't got nothing from God telling them who they're supposed to be. I'm probably the only motherfucker who knows who I am supposed to be. You know, I got everything in the goddamn world telling me it too. I guarantee you E.T. doesn't. Because if they did, they'd have a better story than the one they made up. So that's pretty much what this song's about. My birthday deathbed and how somebody gave it to me. Because that ain't by chance. That ain't by chance, and somebody did give it to me. This all is for a reason. It's all for a point, and it's all for a purpose. I got more proof here too. Besides my SSI number, besides what, how I got Devilman's attention, which Astral Creek 2000, that album tells you about that. Supercharger Heaven, that song, Calling Devilman. Not to mention another two songs that talk about why I did what I did to make this happen, whether Devilman wants to admit it or not. It's the reason all this is the way it is. It's the reason they started doing what they did. You know, if you look at the medieval days and they started killing people for hearing voices and the gay people and all that shit, you know. Devilman and shit, you know, messing with people's heads, you know, had a bunch of people crazed out and had them running out, you know, telling a bunch of crazy stories up their ass, you know, which is what they didn't want Jesus to do this time, which is why I have my SSI number and all these songs to tell you my story. Not what my opinion believes, not my beliefs. It's what the world's telling you, what I was born with, including my back, which I got songs for too. Let's go over the mountain with Ozzy Osbourne, which tells you where I'm living, where, you know, it's amazing, that one too. Diary of a Madman. He's got a lot of good songs in there. You guys should listen to him. You know, a lot of Black songs from Metallica album too, man. A lot of good ones in there too that I didn't list that you should go over. Holier Than You is a good one. But practically every one they made is fucking ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, you might have a few words here and there that are off, and I wouldn't put those songs in because the whole song didn't do it, or they weren't able to grasp it from the good Lord. And I had enough to where I didn't need those. I just took the really, really important ones that really were spot on and dead on, that no one could really say anything to me about, which is why I still have my $1,000. You know, like the song says, the silence will grow like a cancer, just like it has before. And God knows what they want to keep doing. They want to keep going in an endless cycle. You know, they wonder why history keeps repeating itself. This one doesn't have the lyrics. Lyrics. You know. Alright, well, let's do the karaoke, I guess it ain't gonna make no difference. Alright. Yeah, great. My little computer. Oh, man. You know, I swear. Great, yeah. I cannot believe this. Literally. No problem doing it before. Got the lyrics on here. I don't think they do. Austin, Over the Mountain by, who? Come on. Yeah. We're gonna switch computers. I'm just gonna have to fast forward the last fucking few minutes. Well, for the people who are still watching, just fast forward here. I got good editing video, so I just play it out. Hopefully this one will be able to do it for us. I could show you the hydroplane video. Might save it for the end. Get you to keep watching. Let's go to karaoke. It's too long here. Of course, it's small. That's great. Why is it small? I guess that's gonna be good enough. Would love to play a song, but they won't let me. So, all right, here we go with Over the Mountain. This one describes where I live and what I told them. Over the mountains, take me across the sky, something in my visions, something deep inside. As you can tell, every word, every lyric, every song's like this. I mean, literally, go through the song list and it will just amaze you. Where did I wander? Where'd you think I wandered to? I've seen life's magic, astral plane I travel through. I heard them tell me that the land of dreams was now. I told them I've ridden shooting stars, and I said I'd show them how. Which is a line I repeat much. Which is exactly what I told them, which I couldn't believe. I mean, I told them to leave me alone. I told them I'd show them how, which they probably didn't believe me. No one usually they kill me before I even get a chance to even prove myself. I mean, he's probably never lived past his 30s. Probably why I look so damn young. You know, which is probably why they think I'm his son. But tell me this, would you send your son to go do your work? I don't think so. Musical breaks, alright. Over and over, I've always tried to get away, living in a daydream, only place I've had to stay. You know, since no one believes me, everyone thinks I'm crazy. You know, that's why I stay alone. That's why these songs tell you I've stayed alone. You know, and no one can handle what I'm thinking, process it, want to believe it. Or if we haven't killed and tortured people for the last 1,000 years, you know, guess we can't get people to believe it. You know what it is. If they told us so many damn lies, and that's 13 billion years, people ain't gonna believe nothing. You know, that's the other problem, you know. So, I mean, if it didn't happen to me, I don't know if I'd believe it too, if I heard someone telling me this shit. But I tell you what, if someone was saying this and had a book and all this proof, I'd definitely take note. I'll tell you that. It'd keep me thinking for a few years, not the rest of my life. Eventually, you'd see the light, you'd see the truth, just like I did. Like I told people, they ain't gonna get it right away. It's gonna take you a few years. I mean, even if you did get it right away, it's still gonna take you a few years to process it and believe it. I mean, you can come up with all the proof you want, but you're still gonna have to want to believe it. Yeah. And if God really did have that kind of power, Jesus really did have that kind of power, he would have used it 13 billion years ago to get us to believe it. And it wouldn't have gotten to the point of such, catastrophe, as the songs tell you. They would have used their power to get us to believe. As the songs tell you, they're born in blood every single time. He's no different from you and I. The only thing different is his life. His life, there's extraordinary things that do happen in his life for him to see, for him to find. And how many of you would have found this? How many of you would have took the land of dreams and not found the other land of dreams, the real land of dreams, not the make-believe, not the devil man's land of dreams, which is what he's given you. Fever, breakout, burning me miles wide. People around me talking to the walls inside. I'm sure you people can testify to that because no one's talking to me. So, as the song tells you, people are just talking to yourselves like you have been for the last 13 billion years. So good luck with that. I heard them tell me that this was the land of dreams, was now. And they told me that with the beautiful women they put around me. Even to today, they still do. But, like the song tells you, you better tell me a story to get me to believe that you believe. Otherwise, you can turn your head and walk away. We can go back to living the way we were in a dark, dark hole. I told them I've ridden shooting stars and said I'd show them how. I don't need no astrology. It's inside of you and me. It's inside of you. You just got to unlock it. And that's what my story does. That's why my story does need to come to light. Yeah, people say, oh, I don't need a story. I'm good with God. Yeah, are you? You make a decision towards God, in people's favor to help them out. Not to gain, to connive, convince them. They don't really want to do it. Is God going to do that? No, he's not going to. That's why this took so damn long. 13.82 billion years, because he's waiting for you guys to come around, as the song tells you, which many songs tell you, but in particular the one, Candlebox You, if you listen to that one, it says it's for you, fuck you, it's for you, the explicit version, and if you look at what happened in our history, it's true. That's why E.T. came back around too, because without God,